A pleasant good evening. Welcome to another edition of the APNU-AFC live edition as we continue to bring you the information of national. Of course, you can view this program live via Mark Benchcop, Straight Up Radio 107.1 FM, or right here in Guyana at 104.1 Light FM. Those of you in the mining tongue of Linden, welcome via your broadcast. And of course, the program can be viewed as well on the APNU-AFC's YouTube channel. On the eve, host with and Mr. Ganesh Maipal. A pleasant good evening to everyone.
Good evening, Mark. Thank you for having me. Good evening, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Good evening, Mark.
Yes,
good evening, Chris. Thank you.
Great.
Good evening, Chris, and it's a pleasure to co-host with you. I've been longing for this day since I was growing up.
I hear you, Mark. I hear you. All right, guys. So on the eve of the CCJ ruling, and of course we have a lot over the 33 days, the gazetted order, the national recount, and of course new developments. Just this afternoon, we saw a private criminal charges have been brought before the CEO of the Ghana Elections Commission, Mr. Keith Lowenfield. So we have all of those areas. Stay with me. I have to take the opportunity because yourself, well known to Guyanese all across the world. I want to get from you first some opening remarks like the other colleagues before we get into it proper.
As well, and even in Georgetown, and folks outside of Guyana. Well, tonight is going to be an interesting night because we have the popular Ganesh Maipal with us. We have also Attorney at Law Manzo Walton Desir. She's going to be touching on the legal aspect. But I'm all excited about this evening for many reasons. Putting aside the propaganda of the PPP, they have increased their cheap propaganda work. It is just not going to, it's not going to be effective at all, because we see, as you've mentioned in the beginning, the private criminal charges against the chief elections officer, the Honorable Keith Lowenfield. That's just a stage act, and for me, it's as though what the PPP is doing and how they're behaving, you can tell that their back is against the wall and they're panicking. They know that they have lost the elections. They know that they cannot win the elections with the valid votes, and they know that the court, all of the courts we're seeing are heading in the direction of ensuring that credible elections results are declared on the basis of valid votes. It is only fair, and I mentioned that because of this private criminal charge against Mr. Keith Lowenfield. If none of these things stuck out in the court, in the High Court, they could not have brought charges against Mr. Lowenfield. In the appellate court, there was nothing. And we heard from the Caribbean Court of Justice, one of the justices said, look, what has been done already by the chief elections officer in the execution of his lawful duty cannot be undone. And now the question for all of the listeners, the thousands of listeners around Guyana and the world, how is it that a private criminal charges that has to be heard by a magistrate, and I'm not being disrespectful towards any magistrate, what can they say? Again, this is just a laughable situation for the PPP. That's my introduction.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mark. We'll go to the rose amongst the thorns, Miss Manzo Walton this year.
Well, thank you, Chris, and it's always a pleasure to be with yourself and with Mark, and to share our views with our supporters and the listening public at large. I look forward to tomorrow's hearing at the CCC. For us lawyers, it will be very interesting to listen and to absorb these submissions that are going to be made to the judges tomorrow. And so we wait with bated breath. I think we have a very good idea as to what the law is, and so I'm excited, looking forward to hearing what tomorrow will bring. I noticed the latest development of private charges against Mr. Lowenfield. But I'm not even sure if he has been served. I know it says that these charges were filed. Whether he has been served with them is unclear. And I think maybe it's just for psychological points in tomorrow's court case. So I pay it no serious mind. There are other people who have fraud charges and so on that are brought against them. So maybe that might be heard first. I don't know how it will work, but tomorrow will be an interesting day all around.
Very well, well put. Well put. Mr. Ganesh, my